And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and it looks as though Odie may not be here.
I think Odie's relaxing this morning.
Aren't you just a star-spangled banner this morning?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Where'd you get that shirt?
My wife bought this for me somewhere.
That was sweet of her to do such thing.
That's right, that's right.
It's rather loud.
It is. It brightens your morning.
It does. I had never seen one, to be honest with you about that. I've seen the swimsuits. But that
well, I didn't figure you wanted me to wear that.
Let's hope not. Let me ask, as we talk about the red, white, and blue, let's not forget today, 10 a.m. down at the courthouse, a memorial service is going to be taking place. And what that's all about is remembering those who gave all. That's what Memorial Day is. It's not, it's just, it's a day of remembrance.
A lot of people didn't come home.
That's right.
A lot of kids, the only way they know who their father or their mother is through pictures. I mean, you know, on a more serious note, thank you to the families that sacrificed.
Without a doubt.
Because that makes it all possible. So when you go to light that grill today or you go to jump off that diving board, remember, freedom is not free. Somebody bought and paid for it.
And there's so many, where our nation is going, I don't think they quite understand that, Greg. I truly think that.
That's right.
Lots to talk about today. We'll tell you about a lot of accidents that happened over the weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people on the highways.
A lot of traffic.
Here's one, though. And this is just bad. And he's probably what's that old saying is you'll have to pay the piper?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Your airplane pilot. Small airplane. There's 6 of you in it. It starts to descend, and it's obvious that it's going to crash, and there's one parachute. The pilot uses it and jumps out and leaves everybody else. The plane crashed, and somehow or another, they all survived.
You're kidding.
No, this happened in Missouri yesterday morning at Butler Memorial Airport in Bates County, Missouri. He bailed and left them.
He didn't get the part about going down with the ship, did he?
No, he didn't. Look, this is a miracle, number one. I want to show you the picture.
All 6 of them lived?
They lived.
Wow.
And I would have to say that's called, what's that word I'm looking for on his part?
I got an idea. You're not looking for karma, but it's going to come around because I imagine those 6 people are going to smack him.
It's going to be ugly. Here's what the plane looked like. This is one similar to it there. And, of course, that's one of those that's kind of small. But he left them. You would think that he would try to guide it down and save the ship and help. And he's got to face them. He's bound to know them pretty well.
Or at least, you know, is there a woman or a child on there? I mean, that would be who you would give the one.
They found him at the hangar at the airport as they searched for everybody else.
Well, when they get through with him, he may wish he'd have jumped out with his lunch sack instead of that parachute.
Oh, I tell you, that's just something. What was that old joke, which I guess we can't say that's not politically incorrect, about the one parachute up there? I know you've heard it as well as I have. We'll leave that alone. Let's see. Do you remember me bringing up Kramer last week?
Yeah.
All right. Kramer, the guy that was on Seinfeld, and I think most people know who I'm talking about,
yeah.
came out last week and said, look, I've had prostate cancer. I have survived. I've had it since 2018, but he come out with another surprise since then. And this is one of those things that when he said this, it really shook home with me of the way our nation is in turmoil about abortion. He said that his mother was raped, and he was what come of the rape. He was born. And he said as a kid, he said, I was told this, and he said it took me a little while for that to sink in. He said it shook me up. Of course, there's no father figure after something like that. But of all those that have abortions, and look what he turned into by being saved. It's man alive.
We hear so much bad stuff people come out with, and that is bad, but I mean...
Something good came out of it.
Something good came out of that.
Because he made something of himself.
Absolutely.
He was
Absolutely.
crazy with everything he did.
He was a nut.
That was a funny show. The show about nothing.
Even I got that channel.
That was pretty good. Elaine, the dance, it comes to mind. The shrinkage of swimming and...
Bubble Boy. Licking the envelopes.
Oh, yeah, it killed her, didn't it?
Yes. George living under his desk.
Yep. And the thing about it is we all knew somebody that was like that.
Oh, yeah. Odie and Kramer,
Kind of the same, isn't it? Wally, good morning there. And I also see that Steve's up. Glad to see this. He'll be forever known as Coward of the County. That song might be the theme song of that pilot from here forward there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone considered him.
What was that old eagle, that peaceful, easy feeling when you look up there and he's flying the plane?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'll check my own knapsack / parachute.
Absolutely. We do see that Bruce Springsteen, and his political thinking is so far from where I am that I don't agree with Bruce Springsteen, but he's got some health issues and canceled all of his shows, or at least the next 2 shows, due to some problems there. They're trying to get it all worked out at the doctor. Well, yeah, he lost me years ago.
Oh, yeah. But if he going to hang with Willie Nelson and the other one, Keith Richards, he needs to get back healthy.
You think he'll actually be able to make it? Willie's, 90-something?
90, 91. Willie's just petrified. He's like beef jerky. He smoked. Love some Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson. And still puts on a pretty good show for his age now.
He does. I don't know what he gets for performances, but he's paving the way for those multi-children that he has.
About a pound and a half.
About a pound.
That's what he gets for performance.
We'll be right
Next.
back. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and So Select in Flowood and Hattiesburg.
As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church, and nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From bogs to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Greg filling in for the vacationing Odie.
Beach bum.
He is on the beach bumming it, isn't
I
he?
kind of hope he gets a little sunburnt, but you know.
He ain't wishing ill will on nobody.
Maybe a little sand in some awkward places and sunburnt. That would make my week, you know. Gonna be a nice, quiet weekend, so I volunteered to, take call for him, and I don't think I've been to sleep or sat down yet since he left town.
And what he's referred to, Odie was on call this weekend for any accidents that happened, and so Greg volunteers of, hey, I'll help you out there, go on vacation.
Gonna be a quiet weekend. I thought, well, most people are out of town.
Yeah.
So it should be a relative. Scotty Ray's not given severe weather. It should be a quiet weekend.
Uh-huh. You were standing in the road with a state trooper all weekend, weren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Charging flashlights and radios and folks having wrecks and...
Yeah, we'll talk about the one last night coming up here in a few moments. One thing I wanted to put out, and you know how you have to say, boy, are we thankful for this. As we go to this story here that happened this week, we had a state trooper, Greg. Are you up to date on this?
Yes. Well, we're doing a checkpoint and got run over.
Yeah, it was a teenager, and it was DUI involved, some form of drinking, but he is expected now to make a full recovery. That was in Hancock County, if I remember correctly.
The last I heard, they had airlifted him, but he was expected to make a full recovery. People, please pay attention. I mean, as Scotty Ray said, we had multiple wrecks in the area yesterday. And used to, and I know, I guess I'm getting old because I always say used to, back when. We had respect. If you seen blue lights, first of all, I was scared to death. You automatically slammed on brakes even though you wasn't doing nothing wrong. But people, they don't even slow down.
No.
I mean, it don't faze them. And there'll be police presence everywhere. There'll be, emergency people working, wrecker services trying to get there. I mean, I promise you, we want it cleaned up just as bad or worse than you do. But please slow down and pay attention and remember to move over. If there's something on the side of the road in the emergency lane, move over to the hammer lane and proceed with caution.
Now, I didn't do a story on this, Greg, but you know this as well as I do, and just alone that I am aware of. There were 3 incidents this weekend, and again, I've meant all weekend to do a story on it, but we've had 3 incidents this weekend that I know of, and it could be a lot more, of people headed in the wrong lane of travel. Do not drive, especially on these weekends, in that left lane. Get back over after you pass somebody in the right lane. And all of this has happened at night. The instances that I'm reporting didn't happen during the daytime. They were after 9 p.m. at night of somebody that got confused, or maybe they were impaired. I'm not sure.
Oh, they're not from here. They're not used to, it happens all the time out by my house. People get off the 4-lane to get back on the 2-lane. And I don't mean this ugly, but people got where they let their GPS drive for them instead of paying attention and using common sense. Well, it said make a left. Well, it did say make a left. But it also, if you look at the signs, go out in the median and get on the other side to make a left.
That's correct.
Your first left puts you in the wrong lane. So,
and you may disagree with me on this. I don't think Meridian is a town that needs one-way traffic everywhere. I don't. But boy, downtown, pay attention, especially the people that are visiting, because they don't realize those roads.
And remember, we've all driven in places, me especially, Atlanta, Dallas, New Orleans, and you're not from there. Be patient with them. I mean, I promise you, they don't mean it. They don't know where they're at. They don't know where to turn. And I'm sorry, like I said, without that GPS, some of these folks couldn't get back home.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking GPS and your whatever, your tom-tom and your dum-dum or whatever. But you got to use a certain amount of common sense when you're using these devices. They are a great tool. But if the road is closed, I don't care what your GPS says.
Don't go down it.
Don't run off the cliff because there's no bridge there just because the road is closed.
How many times have you read those stories where somebody drove off in the ocean? Well, it said it was a road there.
Well, it happens every week out at toward Lost Gap by the stockyard, the low bridge. You get somebody, usually truck driver, no habla inglés, and my GPS, told me to get off. Well, your GPS might have told you to get off here, but the low clearance signs say you can't make it.
Boom. And it comes to a complete stop.
Yeah, and instead of reading the signs, or maybe we need to draw a picture of a truck stuck under a bridge, because this happens every week.
I got a picture of a FedEx truck if you want to borrow it. Yeah, just thought I might throw that in there. This hasn't been talked about a lot, but we had a robbery over the weekend. Now, this was a real one. And if I am not, strain your brain on this, it seems like about 2 years ago, something similar to this happened in the same neighborhood. As we go to Russell this weekend, there was a robbery. As we pull this up, this is where it would happen here. This would be at 10:40 p.m. 911 was contacted on the one-stop shop located at 1734 and 11 and 80. They reported that after they were closed, Greg, they were taking the trash out, and then there were two males waiting in the bushes. Walked them back into the store and robbed and took the money and left on foot. Am I not mistaken? That happened a few years ago.
Yeah.
Something similar.
I don't remember what I had for supper yesterday, but it seemed like I do remember. And how do you prevent this? Or first of all, quit robbing people. That would help.
That would.
Don't get in a routine of carrying that garbage out at the same time every night.
Yeah.
Carry it out a little earlier. One of you if you got two people working, one stay in the store, one carry the garbage out. Something.
Now, speaking of robbery, let's go ahead and put this out there because I responded to this. I think it was Saturday. This has been kind of a blur of everything that's gone on. It was a report that a male had been robbed and his car had been stolen, and it all started at the Holiday Inn on Roebuck Drive or 22nd Avenue. Let me show you some pictures here of what we've got. Here's the scene. This is the Exxon gas station, and this is the low end of the pictures. At one point in time, there was probably twice that amount of police cars there. And what happened was it was right in the middle of training. It shift changed. This all went down at the wrong time to where there was a lot of cops in Meridian. And they all descended upon this store. Well, it matched the description of the car that was stolen, supposedly, or we thought. As police would arrive, about 6-7 people were detained, and let me word it as in detained. They had handcuffs, so they were kind of escorted away, and then we noticed Lewis Wrecker showing up and sucking up cars with the rollback. So it kind of looked like something had happened. As it turns out, they were all let free. So here we go is the story of the man that reported it didn't match up. He described his car being stolen as the black car that was there. It was like a BMW or something. Turns out that wasn't his car. It was the people driving its car. Now, what went on, I don't know. He claimed at first his money was taken, described the females, and there was one or two guys in the cars, but described a bunch of females, and after they got there and they detained everybody, the stories didn't match, and everyone was released. But let me tell you, if you were passing through there, you would have thought it was Fort Knox. Oof. Now, do we know what really went on? We don't. Maybe an argument. He thought he'd get back at him. I can't tell you. But at the end of the day, no one was guilty of anything that they were accused of, and well, they were turned free.
What Paul Harvey used to say, the rest of the story one day?
Yes, one day.
No.
But if you saw that police presence, that's what was going on. It looked like the real deal. It was a heap of them there, and there was a lot over at Holiday Inn also. I think somebody had stayed. He was a construction worker of some sort, and that's what went on that as we give you the update on that one there. Yesterday, I got to go out to Oak Grove Cemetery. They paid tribute to the father of country music. It was his death date yesterday there, and Britt and Scott all came out, and they did some tribute to him and sang. A small crowd gathered there at the cemetery. I was glad to be a part of it as they done that.
What a beautiful tree.
Oh, boy, those magnolias are beautiful.
Man, yeah.
Man, let's just hope the committee at the Scuba Cemetery don't get charged of that one. Ain't a tree left at the cemetery.
Easier to clean up, but
I'm telling you, as a kid, and I say that, I grew up there. We had cedar trees that were that big around, beautiful big magnolias that everybody, their brother played under, all gone. Ain't a tree in sight at Cedar Grove Memorial. Now, I'm not on the committee, and I don't know why they chose to do that. I'm just saying, there ain't a tree left.
I mean, it's being on a cemetery committee. It's a tough job. Trees make cleanup
Oh, I'm sure.
very difficult. especially with the storms we've had, and every time you go out there, his limbs broke out and all that. So what's the right answer? I don't know.
The other one's 150 years before that. Figured out how to pick up limbs.
That's right.
Yeah. Coming up, we'll tell you we got a few more stories there. Somebody from Jackson they're looking for. We got a murder suspect on the loose in Jackson, Mississippi. And Jackson is not that far from here is why I carried this. We'll show you who he is, and Jackson police are looking for him. We'll do that next.
We know you care. But if this is all too real for you and your loved ones, make the call. Because we care too. Home instead. To us, it's personal.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a 2022 Jeep Wrangler or a 2021 Honda Ridgeline Sport with only 40,000 miles? A GMC Denali or a 2024 Silverado 2500? Drop in today and find the car that you're looking for. They're packed with low-mileage cars and trucks.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Mark joining us from Conahatta this morning. What is it called? Because we got a lot of comments about the magnolia trees. And, of course, they are messy. But, you know, when the cone falls and it's got those little, I guess they're seeds, isn't it? Is there a particular name for that? Those little, don't you be ugly to me.
Seed?
I just remember that as a kid, okay?
Okay.
All right.
But nothing smells better than a magnolia blossom.
I know.
I mean, oh, man, when that bloom opens up.
It's that official tree of Mississippi. It's great.
But now they're hard to clean up. Them leaves are.
You don't have no grass underneath there, are you?
No.
As we turn to Jackson, Mississippi, as I mentioned, let me show you this fella's picture here. And I'm going to call this Tenori, maybe? Tenori? Is that close?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, okay. Timor. They were looking for him for murder, and he is to be considered armed and dangerous. If you happen to see him, contact JPD or just simply call 911 wherever you are. And they would sure like to know where he is. And I don't have the details of what murder it was that he was involved in. I just know that they want him for murder. Again, that's Jackson, Mississippi. Be on the lookout. Mighty, mighty close as we go to all these areas that listen to us in Forest and Lake. Mighty close to Jackson. He could be anywhere by now. And as we've seen in the past, people that do this move around the state quite a bit. So you might bump into them. Just keep it in mind there. We had a serious fender bender there on Highway 39 bypass on Friday night. This would be right in front of the liquor store. Let me show you this. Look at that.
Somebody stopped and somebody didn't.
That's what happened. And it was a T-boning at the worst end. Look at this. I got another picture here that I wanted to show of this. Look at that. That was a lick there.
Wow.
So that is one of the, that's almost as bad as the old Bill Etheridge Lincoln Mercury location, the worst location in the world.
Oh, yeah.
You just can't get across that road there.
No.
Or from the other side, if you're coming down from the banks or coming down from, what is that, auto parts store.
Yeah.
You just can't get across there. Not quite worth it either. Take that little bit of extra time and go the other place. Let me see here. I wanted to bring up this from last night. Now, this was Highway 11 South, just past the airport. Let's look at this. As you'll notice, there's no shoulder.
No. It's a ravine off each side of the road there.
Now, if I'm looking back here behind your truck, and that looks like a county patrol car, is that black marks where the truck went in?
Yeah. And again, I'm not a wreck reconstructionalist, but it looked to me like the guy may have ran off the road on the right-hand side, which we've all done, and he snatched the wheel to overcorrect. And when, you know what, he lost it. For whatever reason, I do not know. He came back across the road, and I don't know the whole story, but I would assume someone must have seen this man have this wreck, because if not, I don't know when we would have found him.
And let me back up,
couldn't see
Greg.
the truck at all.
Look at that. There's no way you'd see that.
No, and it was getting dark. I mean, it's by the grace of God that he was found, and he was gotten out of the truck. He was sent by Metro and airlifted to Jackson.
Yeah, in very serious condition there.
Yes, yes.
So y'all keep a prayer out for him, and I know that he was in a world of pain.
Yes, but it was a pretty bad situation, because in that, like you say, in that area, we had to shut down one lane. Or even once they got the man out and they got him transported, then you got to shut down one lane for your wrecker to work to get the vehicle out, because again, like you said, there's no shoulder there at all, and it took a while. So again, be patient.
And this went on into 9 o'clock or better last night, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of those situations of, by all means, be extreme. I was seeing. Let me see if I can find the picture of the helicopter. We had some people on not long ago talking about the helicopters, of if you have to be flown out of Meridian, of where to go and what. I got video of that. Let me see if I can find that real quick, of it taking off from the airfield last night. This gives you a sense of what it's like to be if you're in an auto accident. And I know that's loud. It jumps out at you, but that's being airlifted to Jackson there. Very, very serious to be transported out of town.
But what an asset that is, that we have that available to us here. I mean, that's awesome. Hats off to those people.
Yeah. Now, another thing, and I'm not saying this man's accidents happen, but as we get into these summer months, it's getting hot. We got about 93 today.
Yeah.
If you have bald tires, if you have any tire that don't look right, go today, go tomorrow, whenever it is, this week, and get you a new set of tires.
Amen.
If they're dry rotted, they may look new, but
right.
You've had them for 5-6 years. Here's why. And let's show these pictures here, Greg. This is what happens when a tire blows out. He didn't do anything wrong.
No, and I looked at it. They looked like new tires to me.
They did.
Can a new tire fail? Absolutely. I'm sorry, if it's man-made, it can fail. But the tire looked like it separated, and he did all he could. I mean, luckily he was not hurt. Had his little Chihuahua in there, 13-year-old puppy dog. And
that Chihuahua was catching it because he was bleeding, wasn't he?
Yeah, the puppy dog, he had a little cut on his ear. I got him some water and everything was good. But this could have been so bad. But my hat's off to the driver. He handled that well, and what a great job he did strapping his load down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. It might have shifted a little bit, but his straps, he didn't break a strap. Yeah, the man did as good as he could with the situation he had. But I do remind everyone, keep an eye on your tires, your tire pressure. And again, now I'm thinking probably make somebody mad.
What you gonna say?
Male chauvinistic pig, but men, check your wife's tires.
Yeah.
If you got a daughter, walk around the vehicle, and we don't think about this that often. Take a penny, stick in the tread, see how much tread you got left. Tire failure, and I don't know the statistics. I'm not Mr. Goodyear, even though I look like Mr. Michelin, but tire failure in the hot summer on this black asphalt with the sun beaming down, it's a lot worse. So it's a good day while you're out barbecuing or swimming. Check the tires.
I remember when I walked up to him, he was sitting out on the bank there with the Chihuahua, and the little dog was scared to death. And he said,
dog was tore up.
He said, "Where am I at?" And I said, "Near Meridian." He goes, Man, I hung upside down, I think, for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And he said that the first person that stopped got out and cut his seatbelt off of him where he finally fell. He was upside down.
That's right.
And somebody asked me yesterday, and I didn't have my pocket knife on me. You don't always have one to where you could free yourself.
That's right. That's right. And he was worried to death about his little dog. It was just a bad. He didn't hang 45 minutes. It may have seemed like 45 minutes. He probably upside down 5 or 6 minutes till bystanders stopped and helped him out.
Bob said, "Finish." Did I cut you off on the penny story about how to check a tire?
Check the tread depth. I mean, you may look good with the naked eye, but I'm not even sure where I was.
Well, doesn't it go down to like half of the penny?
Yeah, half the penny to the head or something like that is safe. I don't know the tread depth, and there are laws now as far as like the DOT with 18-wheelers. They have to be a certain tread depth, but they still you can tell. I mean, if a tire is wore out, it's wore out. I mean, I hate to say it, but I've walked by some and you could see the air in them.
Let's see here what we got here. How to check tread depth.
Yeah. I would say it need to come up to his head.
Yeah, because
Or at
that's
least-
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're saying there. You can Google that.
Look at the side walls. See if there's a knot. You know?
Ooh.
Because I hate to say this, but if a woman's been driving it, she's hit a curb. So just make sure check the tires. Because when it gets hot, that asphalt gets hot. I mean, it's 110, 15 degrees on that asphalt. Those tires will separate.
As Bob said, if you can see Lincoln's head by putting it in the tire, the penny in the tread, then you need to replace your tires.
Thank you, Bob.
There you go. You said what we were trying to get out and we couldn't.
Yeah.
We tried real hard, but it didn't work.
I knew it had something to do with a penny.
We'll be right back. We're going to check
Of course, with
history.
inflation, it may be a quarter now.
That's true. We'll be right back.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with the filling in Greg for vacationing Odie.
Old beach bum.
That's what he's doing there. Greg and I both decided that this guy, if you watched any of these spooky movies back in the 50s and 60s, he was real popular. But he has a strong resemblance of somebody who couldn't sing. And it was bad. I mean, it was bad. Slim Whitman is who we're talking about there. Whew. That was some bad music. But who I'm talking about here, he was born in today, 1911, Vincent Price. He always played in those horror movies to where it took 10 minutes for the arm to reach out and grab you. You know what I'm talking about? All those black and white scary movies. Did you remember him?
I don't watch I don't like scary movies. I've never liked scary movies.
So you're like me, you didn't go see any of those Halloweens.
I mean, I tried to watch them, but they make no sense to me. Because I like to watch a movie and kind of think about, could this happen to me? It ain't going to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's a chainsaw. Let's all run in the basement. No, get out. Go, run. A scary movie with me would last about 15 seconds.
And they always trip and fall as they're getting away.
Oh, yeah, or let's run up into the attic, or let's run down into the basement. No, open the door up and get your butt out of there. Somebody's got to tell what happened.
Yep, I want to live. I agree with you 100%. Now, we all watched, especially back when we had 3 channels to watch, Book Him, Dano.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this guy would be on there also. If I'm not mistaken, his name was Chin. It was Chin.
Chin.
As we go back to Hawaii Five-0, Kim Fong Chung. Is that right?
That's
Chun?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah. But that's, if you remember watching Hawaii Five-0, you saw he was always standing next to Dano.
Hey, but he couldn't throw that light up on the car like Dano could. That old
Boy,
gray LTD. His arm was so long that when he set that light up there, it was right in the middle of the LTD. And that's a pretty good ways.
Yeah, that's a long ways. Steve McGarrett.
Oh, that's back when TV was TV.
I know. He always, and you notice none of them had air conditioning. You ever caught on to that?
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trees, I guess it's cool over there. I don't know. I've never been. But everybody rode with the windows down, never had any air on. I'm sure that you hadn't watched this. It was a pretty good series after I got to watching it. Lord of the Rings. Did you ever watch any of it?
No, I don't get that channel.
Christopher Lee, born in 1922. He was the bad guy in that movie, if y'all remember that. Sit up there on top of that thing and made them bad people come up out of the ground.
I thought it was William Lee Golden when I first seen the picture, but
let me go back.
My speed.
It does kind of look like William Lee, doesn't it?
That's more my speed.
William Lee's kind of spooky now that you mention it.
That's right.
Buy some Girl Scout cookies from him. I know that you know this guy. 1936, he would be born. He was an officer and a gentleman. He was the sergeant in that, as we remember, Louis Gossett Jr.
Very good actor.
Now, he's been in a lot of other shows, but that's the one, when you look his name up, it's going to be all over.
To me, he's one of those kind, if you see him in a movie, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like Morgan Freeman.
Ooh.
I mean, there's just certain actors.
Denzel.
That if I see that they're in a movie, it's Burt Reynolds. Sorry. If Burt Reynolds is in it, it's good.
Even Hooper.
Hey, I like that movie too.
That was the only one I ever struggled with that I went,
Yeah, but he had that old Fairlane with the big block in it with the 3 2-barrels on it. I mean,
Jan Michael Vincent was his stunt guy in that, if I remember right. Yeah. Gator, all of those were good. WW, the dance hall.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
There's just certain actors, if you see that they're in a movie, it's going to be good.
All right, let me put some trivia on you and see if you know this. Going back to WW, the dance hall Kings, if I remember the name of that. Who was the country music artist that got his start on there and would start wearing a hat in it and have it on from there on? You know him well.
No clue.
Really?
No, I don't.
Don Williams. He was in the movie.
Okay. The Gentle Giant.
Yeah, Gentle Giant was in it. And then, of course, Jerry Reed was in it. But Don.
To me, Jerry Reed never got the credit that he deserved. And just my opinion, he was a musician out of this world.
Guitar player?
I mean, yeah, his singing was average, above average, below average, whatever. But, oh, man, could he pick a guitar. It's like Roy Clark. Roy Clark was an awesome musician. It was like, I can remember my daddy, may rest in peace, say, Roy Clark is great till he opens his mouth.
Thank God, Greyhound
couldn't sing,
And, of course, he was on the Beverly Hillbillies as
Cousin Roy.
Yeah.
Cousin Roy.
With them high breeches on that you could see his socks a mile
man,
off.
he could play anything.
He could. He was on Hee Haw forever.
Oh, yeah.
In a day. But yeah, thinking back on those guys, it'd be 1937 that this would open today. It has a real particular. But do you know what's underneath this?
Water.
Well, besides that.
I thought it was a trick question.
1937, the Golden Gate Bridge opened up. Seriously, you don't know what's underneath it?
Water.
Yeah, but it's something else.
Well, something's holding it up. Probably some beam structures. Or...
Yeah, the only one that I know of it, and it's still there. Google this later. There is a fort underneath it. And if I am not mistaken, it was a Confederate fort underneath there, and it's still there. You can go visit it.
You've been hanging out with Willie Nelson or something. I don't think you know what I'm talking about. There's a fort under the bridge.
Yeah.
I guess there's a troll living in it now.
I don't know about that. Let me just do it. Google here.
Okay.
It takes me a second.
Well, and you may. I'm not saying you're.
I think you did say it.
I've never been to the Golden Gate Bridge, and probably will never go to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, that's too far out there.
I'm more used to the Siwashi.
But, look at this. Oh, could I be right? Fort Point. Get out of here.
And it was a
Confederate, if I am not mistaken here. Here it is.
What was we doing way out there?
I don't know why we were there, but there it is. There it sits right there. Civil War right there.
Well, go ahead.
Look at that. I remembered something. Just popped out of nowhere. A little American history for you this morning.
Well, you did learn something.
What scares me is Sandra knew the name of the fort that quick. You are on top of your history.
Yeah.
He did have a big hit. Roy did yesterday when I was young. It was a bad song, but
he did pretty good opening his mouth.
Yeah, I just was not a Roy singer. Oh, look at here. We brought him up, and he was born today, the gentle giant of country music.
Don Williams.
You look back on Don, what would be your favorite song that he done?
Ooh, I don't know.
One of I recall a Gypsy Woman. I love that. But if Hollywood don't need you, honey, I still do.
Yeah.
Then you think about, Lord, I hope this day is good.
That's what I was trying to think of.
I'm feeling
that's
empty.
That's the song I was trying to think of.
It just really, really puts it in some words, doesn't it?
And he wasn't flashy.
No.
He wasn't, there wasn't going to be no bedazzled jeans and, you know what, kind of like George Strait talked about in Pure Country. Wasn't going to be no smoke and fog and fireworks. He just walked out there and
sang.
Yes.
1974 would be the first time you heard him. Waylon would re-record it later, but his first big hit was Amanda.
Oh,
I
yeah.
held it all inward. Lord knows I tried. Man, I like that. He just had hit after hit. And you remember the song, You're My Best Friend?
Yep.
You place gold on my finger.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm over that. 1964, Buck Owens had the #1 song in America. If y'all remember, My Heart Skips a Beat. Probably hardly a soul remembers it.
I like Buck Owens.
Buck Owens.
The Bakersfield Sound.
Sure was. Dwight Yoakam would discover it and bring him back out of retirement for those streets of Bakersfield.
Well,
he was a good guy, and he was so glad that he gave Merle Haggard his wife, and he got rid of that payment, and Merle was stuck with it till he died. Bonnie Owens is who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You remember that whole story?
Yeah.
Okay.
They worked together, didn't they?
Yeah, and then Merle took her, and he thought he'd really accomplished something, and Buck was like, woohoo!
You remember that old song, But I'm a Winner?
Yeah. That makes me the winner.
That's right.
I broke 4 of his ribs. I only got 1 of mine. Makes me the winner.
He took that feller's wife and said she gets meaner and uglier
Uglier every day.
year, but I'm a winner.
But I got her, boys.
That's right.
That makes me the winner. Bobby Bear is the one who sang that.
Right. Good song. Good song.
He gripped the bar with one big hairy arm.
That's right.
My God, that man was big.
Had that magnetic ear.
Yeah. I got a dislocated. That was a funny song. 1965, y'all will remember this as we all watched Different Strokes.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's right. Todd Bridges had a birthday on today. 1965 was when he came about. Pretty good show there. I think we all watched that. Speaking of Lukenbach's, it was still #1 today. Waylon, as we go back for only 2 things in life that make it worth living. It's guitar's tune and firm feeling willing.
Yeah.
Whew.
I like Waylon, but I got to admit, he was not my favorite. Does that make
We all have that favorite.
Amanda, he had 3 or 4 songs I like him.
Ain't Living Long.
I like him and
This.
Willie together. Probably my favorite Waylon would be No Matter Who's in Austin, Bob Wills
Is still the king.
And he said he wrote that or recorded it as a slap to Willie because Willie moved down there, built a big golf course and a big house, and he was a joke. You know what I'm saying? I think they were the best of friends.
They were.
And I like Waylon, but he wasn't.
There was a lot that look at Waylon as being the cutting edge of what it is today. Because he did, because, he was the first one that said, wait a minute, I'm using my band. Y'all can't do that.
No, you're going to use the union says you're going to use the studio musicians. He said, no, Hoss, watch this.
Yeah, and he did his own thing. Let me make Greg feel old. Somebody, one of your, I would say that your favorite artist possibly had a birthday this weekend and turned 75. I think it was Saturday he had a birthday. 75. And I look at that and I go, there's no way.
Hank Williams Jr.
Hank Jr. turned 75.
That's so hard to believe.
It shocks me.
Oh, I seen him 1985 in Starkville. Seen him in Meridian, seen him in Jackson. And I'm not a concert person. I mean, I don't. You count the concerts on two hands and have enough fingers to nicely wave at somebody. But I like Hank Williams Jr. Dinosaur's probably my favorite Hank Williams.
Should have died out a long time before.
Yeah, I like.
Hand me my hat. Excuse me, man. Where's the door?
I like some Hank Williams Jr.
Wally Starnes brought it up that that Waylon passed away with both legs amputated.
Really?
There at the end, he got gangrene and he had diabetes, and it just and that was the end of that.
They talk about him a good bit. I got a book, the Johnny Cash story, and he and Johnny Cash lived together.
Oh yeah.
When Johnny was courting and wooing June Carter.
Trying to figure out where he was some days.
Well, yeah. He went on vacation a lot and never left the house.
That's true. There were two sad songs that stick out in America. One would be Hank Williams, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, and then probably the second saddest song that has ever been recorded in country music became a hit today. 1976 was the year, and it really tied in with what America was doing at that time.
That's right.
18 wheels, truckers, and, well, teddy bear.
And
that's
America's
a sad one.
Still doing that, but they just don't. The truckers, and again, I'm getting on my box. Truckers don't get the recognition they deserve. Because I promise you today, if you touch it, if you eat it, if you move it in your house, a truck got it there.
That's
one
right.
way or the other. Thank your truckers. They are the backbone of America.
And if you've never heard that, take a moment sometime this week. Look that up. Teddy bear.
Good. Man, he had some good ones. Now, was it Phantom 309? There was some good truck driving. He and C.W. McCall did some truck driving.
What was it? Which one was the one that he done where he's hitchhiking and he gets picked up by the truck driver and he goes into the diner and he says, "This one's on Joe."
That's Phantom 309. Yeah, because the truck disappeared into
the
truck was coming around a curve and he swerved to dodge a busload of children. And they said every once in a while a guy comes through here and he claims old Joe picked him up in the Phantom 309.
Yep. Yeah. What a story that is.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
It is. And I love it.
Oh, yeah. And Teddy Bear, little boy's in the wheelchair and, his mama's working 2 or 3 jobs and the truckers all go by and carry
him a ride.
So they were lined up for 3 city blocks to carry the little boy for a ride.
Boy, and that cry he gets in his voice when he talks about from Mama Teddy Bear.
Again, no smoke and mirrors, no explosions. Just that kind of stuff just reaches down there to your soul.
It does. 1978, I don't know if y'all remember this, they dress funny. This was back when Harold, Phil, Don, and Lou, and before Jimmy became part of the group, and there's a lot of country music this morning in history, is Do You Know You Are My Sunshine went #1 by the Stats.
Oh, yeah. I like the Statler Brothers.
Woo, I'll go to my grave loving you. Yeah. It would be 1982 that the end of this show would end. This was the first time that men started dressing as women that I know of.
I didn't get that channel. Don't care when it began. It didn't end soon enough. But that's just my dumb opinion.
Bosom buddies.
Yeah.
The Peter guys passed away.
Whatever.
It had the thing of it was the only way they could get an apartment and they had to dress like women to live there. Yeah. Okay.
It ain't no Andy Griffith.
That's true. Did you watch this?
No, not on purpose.
1982, it also came to an end, a spinoff of the Fonz.
Whatever.
That's how it got started there.
Fast forward.
Oh, let's go back to 82.
Now we're getting somewhere.
This is good stuff. It is popular at this moment as it was when it was released in '82 as George Strait put it on y'all.
That was awesome.
Foolhardy Memory.
Man, he could sing. Oh man, and hit after hit after hit. You know, like we talked about Waylon a little while ago. You know, got this song or that song. I just don't know anything about George that I don't like.
So, what is your favorite George?
Woo, the Fireman probably.
Fireman.
Probably the
I have
Fireman.
Overnight mail's good, but I have to go back to my favorite George being Amarillo by Morning. Those fiddles, man.
The chair was big.
Yeah.
That was. But again, the dude could do a McDonald's commercial, and you'd be going, "Ooh, play that again."
And you get into the newer stuff of "I Saw God Today."
Yeah.
Man, give it away.
Give it. Oh yeah, that's a really good.
Said Goodbye, Marina Del Rey.
Oh yeah.
It just,
and to me, he made his own way, but he didn't overshadow. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
He had room for everybody.
He did.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a George Strait fan.
Yeah, he is, and one of those that doesn't have the smoke and mirrors at all.
And he doesn't have all the drama. You know what I'm saying? The tabloids be bored to death following George Strait. Well, today I bought a cow. I mean, I mean,
his entourage never has shootouts.
No,
there ain't one.
No, unless they're driving cows somewhere or something. I mean, the man he is, and he was in the military too.
Yeah, sure was. He was in Hawaii, as a matter of fact, when he started his first band. That's been many a moon ago. If y'all remember, in 1994, they aired the last one. He was funny, wasn't he?
Oh, every time I see his face, all I can think about is that movie where he's
Coming to America.
Coming to America. Oh man, yeah, he was funny. Man.
That was good.
I will say, I like that too.
And he was king of nighttime before that was really a thing.
Oh yeah. Well, he paved the way for a lot of people.
He did. 94. This was a horrible movie. It was bad. Yeah, I'm sure you didn't watch it either.
I think I watched the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Had to get up.
And made the excuse I was going to get something and never came back.
Yep, it was bad. If you want to see something horrible, watch that. A lot of times they'll try to bring these movies to life, and it just doesn't work out.
I didn't like that either. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the only American that...
Nah, I see that. 95, this guy would be paralyzed. I don't know if you did you watch any of the original Superman?
People that dress up in leotards with capes on, I'm just not real big on.
You're not a big Superman fan?
No. Batman, Superman.
Batman I don't get. I really don't.
My hero was Jackie Gleason.
He was pretty good.
Nice lady.
Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Sheriff. You got something on your glasses?
I have a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper. All right,
2011. Anybody remember watching Taxi?
I did actually watch that. I like the little short guy. What's Danny
DeVito.
Yeah.
I forget what his character's name was on there, but this guy was on there. His real name is Jeff Conway. He passed away back in 11 on this date.
It wasn't my favorite show, but
you could watch it if nothing else was on.
Well, yeah, it beat the test of the emergency broadcast system.
Now, if you remember watching Die Hard, you'll remember this guy. He was the cop that took control of the situation when they arrived at the Nakatomi Plaza.
Whatever.
You don't remember that? Oh, this is him standing by the police car next to, remember, what's his name from Family Matters? He was in Trading Places. You remember he was the ape in Trading Places that got put in the cage with the banana?
No.
Really? Did you watch Trading Places?
Don't remember.
Eddie Murphy, to where the two millionaires bet $1 that they could take a broke man and make him rich.
Yeah.
And at the orange experiment, I'm not getting anywhere, y'all. I'm trying real hard to get Greg up to date on this.
I think I went and run a trout line when that was on.
And we would lose one of the greats of Southern rock on this date.
Yes. Now, you know I love my country music, but that guy, that's good music too.
Yeah, it sure is. Greg Allman and all them Allman brothers, Merle Haggard and George Jones.
Yes, sir.
What was that next line? Shotgun Willie Nelson. Now I'm in love with Linda Ronstadt. Little Hank Williams Jr. song for those of you who remember that. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Greg as Odie has got the day off. We'll be right back.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all-new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinara Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Welcome back. Don't forget, if you've got an issue with your car like it's been bumped into, see Chet. Chet's Paint and Body right here in the Center Hill community. He'll take care of you. Chet's been doing it a long time. He'll help you out any way that he can. Get you back on the road in no time flat there.
And on top of that, he's a good guy.
He is.
I mean, he's just a nice guy. And I don't know if it's true, but I was told he could catch a white perch.
That's a rumor that is floating around.
That's what I was told. I've known Chet. Oh, Lord, we went to Ross Collins together in 1987. He was beating on fenders then.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I had a chance Friday night to go out and get to be, I guess the word is the MC at the Preserve. They had prom night. And
really?
It was fun, Greg. Let me show you this here. As we go here, here's our big winners, and as we'll look at this, this is the Preserve King, Mr. Edwin Harper, and the Preserve Queen, Carlene Waite. Now, the Preserve Tempest was Glenda Gavin, and Tempest King was Ray Holcomb. I had a wonderful time, and I can't thank them enough for inviting me out to MC that event and hand out the awards to everybody.
That is awesome. That is so great that they do stuff like this. And I mean,
packed house.
And you know, when you're out doing this kind of stuff, I think you was at another one a couple of weeks ago, you need to be scoping these places out, because we're a lot closer to those places than we are to, looking at junior colleges or something.
You got to, and at this place, they've got several different types. They have a place where you can rent an entire home with your own garage if you wanted to have it there, but you got somebody to check on you. Yeah. And then they've got it to where you can stay with others.
Any level of care. Yeah.
So if you need that, drop by the Preserve. They're sweet as they can be with everything they do there. I was trying to think there was something else. We had retirement party Friday afternoon at the city town hall there in Marion there, as Marion town clerk, Miss Shirley Durden, retired. Right. 21 years of it. She went to the house there. Here's Larry. He's holding court there as he tells her goodbye.
She will be missed.
21 years is a long, long time, isn't it?
That's right. And I think, Friday, the Meridian Fire Department had their luncheon for the retired firefighter. There it is. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yeah. As we go through here, these guys were great.
That was good to see some folks. Well, some folks, some of them, well.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know, but I wonder who color coordinated his I think Ray Charles dressed him. Bless his
He has a hard time, don't he?
Well, we give him a hard time anyway.
Oh, there was a lot that went on over the weekend, and we're so thankful that we were part of that. Thanks for choosing us to let us be in all of that as these weekends come to an end. Now, we got a chance of rain this afternoon through the afternoon. It's going to slowly get sunny by the end of the day. Let me look at the radar, make sure we're good still.
It got rough this morning, just for a little while.
Yeah, as radar is pointing, it's all moved to the east there, and it should be clear. We got just a smidgen of a shower down around Hattiesburg, but it's made it into Georgia at this point.
Well, it come a pretty doggone good one early this morning. All I could think about was as a kid being maybe tent camping Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything, and everything soaking wet. You don't put your tent up in a low spot.
I've done that.
You watch Scotty Ray, and he said it wasn't going to rain, and you woke up and it's coming a flood. But in your defense, you did say there was a chance that it might happen.
And it did. Because they had everything forecasted to be Tupelo area, nothing here.
Right.
It could be like a little shower is what it was, but boy, it sure showed us.
Well, my thunder alarm went off about, 4:30? Both
Yeah.
Cephas, he let me, that dog knows, man, I'm telling you, it can thunder in Newton. And that dog's ear's going to come up. I'm going to have him tested. I think he's got some kind of Jim Cantori syndrome or something. He knows when it's going to thunder and lightning.
All right, of course, we all know Judge Judy, don't we?
Yeah.
She makes sense when she makes judgments. I've only had one time that I scratched my head and I said, Judge Judy, what are you doing? She's in the news today because she gave a scathing report this weekend of America and the way that it is, of crime and where it is. And she's saying that we have got to start electing judges that stand by the law, not these people that are placed in jobs. And she worded it, they're placed in the job and they couldn't even make a hamburger, is the way she put it. And she was spitting it out there. But as I go back and I looked at this, and I Googled it a while ago to make sure I was right. 2020 election, she went against Trump. And she went Democrat with, do you remember Michael Bloomberg? Do you remember him running for president? That's who she put her weight behind. And I don't think that he would be what she's saying America needs now. It's the only time that I've ever gone against her. I like her judgments. She's straightforward. She puts it out there.
She tells it like it is.
She does. No word yet as to who she'll get behind on this election. I haven't seen anything. It's going to be interesting what happens. We're not that far from November. And the 47th president of the U.S. of A. will be chosen, one way or the other. Oh, did I mention Joe got confused again and told the same lie that he told again at the Naval Academy?
Joe's been confused for the last 10 years, but that's another story.
Again said that he was appointed there. Got appointment to go there, and they've done the research, and there's no record of it.
Why not? He was appointed to be president, too, because he sure wasn't elected. But no, never mind. I made somebody else mad.
Golf? Do you know anything about that?
I know I don't want to walk and hit a ball so I can go find it and smack it again, but to each their own.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that do that.
That's
Drive around little golf carts.
And I like fast golf carts. I like a golf cart with a lift kit and big tires and all that. So,
Guy named Grayson Murray. We got news this weekend that he passed away. He was 30 years old. And you think, well, it has to be cancer or something like that. And this morning, the story starts coming out about what really happened to this guy. It was suicide this weekend.
Oh, man.
He checked out, left a golf game, checked out, and literally checked out after that.
Man, ain't nothing that bad.
No.
Check on your friends and neighbors, and them smiling and all, that don't mean nothing. Check on them. Love one another now. Come on, ain't nothing that bad. We can laugh about something.
That's correct. We also have someone else making the news this weekend, and it would be one of your favorite people there, Hillary. She has found a new group to blame for losing the 2016 election. Guess who it is this week?
It probably got something to do with Trump.
Believe it or not, she's already blamed him. He's on the list. But she's now blaming women for not voting for her. She goes, that is the reason I lost. These women didn't get involved and go vote. She can't accept that, well...
You got beat.
Yeah. End of the day, that's what happened. I have never seen anybody that was so sure that it was sewn up, that it was hers, and then she lost. That was one of those back in the 40s. What was that newspaper they held up? And it was wrong. They had already printed the paper. Somebody else.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm
exactly
blank.
What you're talking
Dwight, was it Eisenhower?
No.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. They had a copy of it on Pawn Stars the other night. They were selling copies. They had printed the buttons and all that. Yeah.
That he had won. And
he lost.
Mm-hmm. It does occasionally happen there. Let me see. Alec Baldwin. This is getting serious before we get out of here. I want to bring this up. I thought all this was over, done with, that Rust movie. But he is going to trial. The judge denied a motion to dismiss the involuntary manslaughter case. So he is headed to court. Now, you remember the lady that loaded the guns, of the fake guns, 18 months in jail is what she was passed down to her. And we got our answer. Dewey defeats Truman.
That's it. I'm not saying that's not important. But again, that kind of news, I hardly ever even look at.
Don't pay attention.
I just don't.
He's got of all the actors that are out there, he probably has the worst attitude of anyone I've ever seen. He's constantly yelling at people that ask him for an autograph or pass him on the street, and maybe that happens, and he goes off on them.
That's just Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I could do without all of it. It wouldn't bother me a bit. None. Zero.
But he's one of them that's hard to feel sorry for because he has such a bad attitude. And in closing, Greg, if you have $5 million, I know the house that you need to buy.
Oh, really?
The Home Alone mansion, up for sale for $5.2 million.
What a bargain.
Boy.
As I always like to say, what my note going to be?
I don't know what the note on that house would be, but that is a lot of money.
Wow.
Just to look at it, here it is from Daily Mail. That's the outside, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like on the inside.
Huh.
It's a beautiful home, but $5 million? Do you realize the redneck cabin?
Well, what do they always say? Location. Yeah. Is it in Hollywood?
No, I don't think it's there. Where is this at? Chicago is where it's at.
I ain't going there either.
Not for me. I'll take the wide open country a lot quicker than I would
That's
that.
exactly right.
Ooh.
One of them days.
It is. So hits the market for it. Good luck. Maybe y'all want to buy that. We want to remind you it's Memorial Day weekend. A lot of things are going to be closed today. Your courthouses and banks and things of that nature. But a few places will be open.
Johnson Dodge is going to be open today. I think Lee said they're going to be there early, stay late, and they're going to sell you a car, a truck. I can't get over the colors. You know,
yeah, things have changed.
We went by there the other day, and I love, as you can tell, I like bright colors, but I thought we pulled up to an Easter basket. There was every color. What is it? Or the Chargers? And
yeah, the green.
Man, there's every color in the world. I promise you. They look like a mood ring. It was just, I like it. Go by and see them today. They're going to be there today.
I'm shocked that you ain't come up with a Hellcat yet. Do you remember that conversation we were having about the Hellcat? Them things will move. And that will be a collector's item one day.
I just ain't a car guy.
You a truck, huh?
If it ain't a Pontiac Trans Am, black. But anyhow, the Dodge place is open today. You get full of barbecue and homemade ice cream and all that. Go ride by there and kick a tire and make that salesman get out by the air conditioner and come out there and talk to you.
Well, it's the end of the day, and we do appreciate it. We need to give away a coffee mug. We need to do that. Our
Let me
friends.
spin my wheel.
I'm going to buy one of them. That's coming up. We're going to get one.
Odie'd get his finger caught in it and won't workman's comp.
I didn't think about that. From the good folks at Hyundai and Meridian, they're giving away this coffee mug this morning. Drop in and see them as well. They'll take care of you. And we're down to one birthday today, so we got an automatic winner.
Damian Massey, 42 today.
Well, congratulations.
Hey, and remember those today that gave all so that we can burn a rib, a steak or something on the grill.
That's right.
Go swimming and get mad at your kids and all that today. People dying, and it's the greatest country in the world, people, and we need to keep it that way.
We do.
So love somebody, check on somebody, check on them tires. Now I'm telling you, the hot weather's coming.
Yes.
So check on your tires. Thank the good Lord for another day. What else you got over there, Scotty Ray?
Well, I was looking.
I didn't know you could read.
Yeah, but my notes are bad.
That's because it's your handwriting.
Oh, here it is. I had somebody contact me this morning. We had gunfire last night. And, we did.
For real?
I should have wrote by it what I meant by my note. 4100 block of 40th Street gunfire broke out last night.
Nobody hurt. Nobody hurt.
But that did happen. If you lived in that area, that's what went on there. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us today. We can't thank you enough. Without you, it doesn't happen each and every day. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. And Greg, thank you for coming in and spending a few hours with me today.
It's been a good time, been a good day. Want Odie to be careful, get home safely. Hope he's got some vinegar and menthol shaving cream to put on his sunburns, and we're going to hold the fort down till he gets back. But on a serious note, God bless you. Have a good day. Love on each other today.
And we'll see you at 10 a.m. at the old Lauderdale County Courthouse for the Memorial Day celebration.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: